fuck me and shit. Here on Wednesday, June the 26th. Wednesday, yes, it is Wednesday. Well, there was no trash route today. And in fact, we had another... It sounded like another pretty hefty storm. I don't know. Well, I mean, it was raining for a while, I guess, this morning. But, like, we heard loud claps of thunder, whatever. Loud clapping cheeks, you know. Like, I don't know. I mean, your break is your time. Do what you want, I suppose. But, you know... yes, Peter said that he would meet me in Shepherd Park like we usually do, but we were going to go weed eat. And, so, you know, I stopped off at Shepherd Park and I saw well, I turned the corner and, well, there's kind of like an auto zone there. And then there's like the exit. There's like, to go into the park, one side as you go this way and the other side you go this way. It's a one-way only. But so there's like an auto zone right there before the park, so there's a building and a little bit of trees. And as I came around the side of the tree to look down that road, I saw the gator, and another fucking huge ass fucking tree fell over during the storm last night. Of course, I mean, Public Works is going to have to take care of it again for us. You know, we might clean up afterwards, but you know, that's... hold on. Shut up. Oh, I guess it's just a scratch? Do I have a scratch? Okay, it's not a tick. That was what my concern was, but I don't think it's a tick. I think it's just a scratch. So, probably from the fucking, you know, weed eater did fucking throw rocks at me and stuff, and so, some of this sometimes it would throw the string, so that's probably why I'm bleeding on my leg. But it's not a tick, so we're good there. But we started the day by pulling the weeds by the pool, which, I mean, was a good idea. It wasn't the task we were told to do, but Peter was like, you know, they're going to tell us to do that anyway, and now would be a good time to do it, because, you know, it's going to be soft because it just rained. And it's like, well, it's not very bright in here, but I don't know if you can see my dirty ass fingers. So, do you know where they've been? I do. Pulling fucking weeds. And some of them were just so fucking muddy, like my hands were like just at one point, like trying to pull the weeds was like impossible, because my hand just kept sliding because they were so like muddy and gross. But yeah, Minx is enjoying her day. She's having moments, you know. But yeah, eventually we did, well, actually that took 3 hours out of my day, so basically I had like an hour left, and then we went out to Lions Lake by the ball field and did some weed eating, and that killed the last like 45-ish minutes by the time it was done. So, and I could tell, like, when I pulled a weed, I think it's this knuckle, I think it's that knuckle right there, it's hard to say, but I was pretty sure when I grabbed like a group of some of the grass and whatever, and like because my hands were like wet, you know, from the grass and the mud and everything else, so I guess they were a little bit more vulnerable, you know, or whatever, probably pruned up, but like when I grabbed, like I was pretty sure I ran my finger across a rock, and when I was grabbing, I was like, I'm pretty sure that rock just cut me. And then later, you know, like a couple minutes later, when I when the mud and the dirt was getting in the cut, I was like, yep, that's definitely a cut. It's definitely a cut. So, oh goodness. But oh well, it is what it is. A few times, well, only one time, because we were pulling the weeds on the outside of the pool to begin with, in that one rock garden that Peter tried to finish yesterday and didn't get finished, apparently. And then we went inside because I was always told that you can't spray the weeds inside because it's too close to, like, humans, because people are at the pool. They're lounging by the pool. They're in the pool. I guess you don't want chemicals to get in the pool and, like, poison people, I guess. I don't know. So that's what I was always told is, like, you can't pull weeds by the pool, or you can't spray, poison on the weeds by the pool. There might be something, an all-natural something we could do to kill the weeds, maybe, that wouldn't hurt people. I don't know. But yeah, that's what we were doing. So looks a hell of a lot better now, for sure. For damn sure. But yeah, 3 hours pulling weeds, man. That was, yikes. Almost 3 hours. I guess it wasn't, maybe 2.5. But yeah, it was about noon, and I only worked till 1. And I was like, I wasn't gonna stay late today. I was like, no, I'm good, And Peter even said, he's like, oh, you don't have to stay and help. I was like, I wasn't planning on it. Thanks, though. But yeah, yesterday, after I made yesterday's video, I just crashed out. I finished eating what I was eating, I think. I don't know. I was fucking out, man. I was fucking out. Today might be similar, but Marilee apparently wants to go get shaved ice this weekend, so we'll see how that plays out. I don't know if I've ever had shaved ice, but I mean, we actually used to have the Snoopy ice cone maker or whatever. I see that's like a classic thing that like everybody always owned or whatever. But yeah, we had the crank, and you would like crush up the ice and like make snow cones with it, I guess. But I don't know whatever happened to it. Probably got sold in maybe Mom's flea market when she had the flea market, or just a garage sale or something. It's like, oh, let's get a couple bucks out of it, because we're kids, and a couple bucks is like, yeah, money to spend. Especially, back in my day. Back in the day. All right, let's see what shitty question I have today. What is something you would never compromise on? What is something I would never compromise on? Well, you see, the problem with me is I don't really like conflict. I don't really like arguing. I don't really like. I mean, I'm usually a pretty go with the flow kind of person. So it's just like today. I mean, technically, pulling the weeds by the pool was Peter's idea, not what our boss told us to do. He might have discussed it with the boss, I don't know, or he might have just decided, hey, that's what we're going to do today. I mean, we got a little bit of weed eating done. We got some of it done. Maybe not as much as the boss would have liked us to do. Just kind of like, whatever. Like, it's the same 4 hours, I guess. As long as we don't get yelled at for not doing what we were told to do. What the task was for the day. I don't know. I'm a non-confrontational person. I'm like a, I just don't like, so I mean, even if it was something that like, I don't know, keep the peace, I guess, even if it would keep the peace, I could see myself compromising on a lot of things, I do know once that there was one time, Thomas wanted me to be, Thomas, TH2, Thomas, you might remember him from back in the day as well. He wanted to do a very anti-Valentine's Day video, because, he was, he'd been hurt and he was bitter, and, he was talking about how, he kept sharing things on Facebook about, like, marriage was bullshit and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So he was hurting, and he wanted to, like, make this video, very anti Valentine's Day video, whatever, I was like, I don't fucking care. It's another day to me. Like, it doesn't bother me anymore. It hasn't in a very long time. I don't actually know if, honestly, if it, I mean, I guess, maybe when I was younger, when I was a teenager, and I didn't have anybody to spend the day with, whatever, it was a big deal, but now it's kind of like, fuck that shit. Not dealing with somebody else's bullshit, please and thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. But, I even made that video where it was like, single and happy on Valentine's Day, and talking about that. And, and my thoughts on, being single, shit. Makes you just all of a sudden start sniffing my toe. That's weird to have like this cold, wet nose pressed up against your toe just all of a sudden. Sorry. But yeah, now she's playing with her bug. So he wanted me to like be in this very anti-Valentine's Day video, and I'm like, that kind of contradicts what when I say something important, like I want people to know that I'm being honest about it, I guess, like I'm not just lying, I'm not just bullshitting, I'm not just, making my situation sound better than it is. No, trust me, I am fucking 110,000 fucking % happy being single. I don't give a shit about Valentine's Day, half off candy afterwards, like that's every day is me time. Every day is me day. So, I'm worth it. Like, so I kind of felt like, I turned Thomas down because I'm like, I don't want to, like, contradict. I don't want to say, hey, I'm, single and happy, blah, 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 and then be in this very anti-Valentine's Day video, like, that would seem to, like, contradict what I had just said. Maybe not just said, but, one of my videos. So, like, when I'm saying something important, I guess I kind of like to, like, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk, I guess, in some ways. So I kind of felt like being in that anti-Valentine's Day video was going to be, walking the walk, stepping in the wrong direction, so it's kind of like, no, I don't think I want to do that. So, I mean, I guess that's one thing that I didn't compromise on, but for the most part, like, I'm a pretty, there again, my life just isn't that dramatic, I guess, to where, like, I really need to compromise. There was one time in college, my friend Robert, when I first came down here to go to college, best friends, bad roommates. But we were like, oh yeah, let's be roommates. Yeah. No. I'm somebody, I've always been a night owl. Like, I'll stay up till, like, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, even before I was working overnight, and he's somebody that goes to bed at, like, 10 p.m., 9, 10 p.m., so that didn't really work out, because it's like, I'd be worried that I was bothering him, and, like, I would be up on the computer, like, just doing whatever, like, not listening to music, not really making any noise, just, I guess there was a light in the room, and that was bothersome, whatever. But one time he talked about, he talked about a compromise, and because he got up, he went to bed early and got up early so he could do his Bible study, and he was like, he wanted to work out a compromise to where I would go to bed earlier, so that, he could get up and do his Bible study. And I was thinking, I'm like, what do I get out of this? Like, I have to go to bed earlier, and then, like, this is you getting what you want. Like, I don't want to go to bed earlier. Like, that's what I told him. I was like, well, I don't think it's really going to solve a problem, because it's like, if I'm not tired, I can't go to sleep, and I'm just going to be laying there tossing and turning, making noise anyway. So, I think that was pretty much the end of the discussion, at that point. Because it's like, yeah, it's like, I mean, I can lay in bed and do nothing, but I'm still going to be making noise, because it's like, I'm going to be, like, tossing, turning, like, Like, I can't go to bed until I'm ready to go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I was like, and what are you compromising on? Like, what am I getting out of this? Because it sounds like I'm being made. You want me to, change the way I do things, so that it's like, where do I benefit in this little compromise situation? Because it wasn't there, I didn't see it. I was gonna say something stuck in my shirt, but it wouldn't be. This isn't the shirt that I wore. We have to wear staff shirts. Some of them say staff on the back, but some of the older ones don't. But at least they say Warrensburg Parks and Rec on them. So if somebody comes up and asks what you're doing, you can be like, "Hey, I got the shirt. I got the badge." But most people don't ask questions. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna pull weeds? Cool. Just come right on in. Whatever." So yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I said it a while ago, but I can't think of the phrase to, keep the waters calm. I don't like to rock the boat, I guess, so to speak. So I mean, I guess I'm willing to compromise on a lot of things, but there again, I'm not really put in that position to compromise on much at any point, that I that I know of, that I can think of. You know, so yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I have an answer for this question. Something I'm not willing to compromise on. I guess I never want to go into management, because people, I've worked at my overnight job for 17 and a half years. It's got to be 17 and a half years by now, because it's like August. I think it's like August 25th was my hire date. Something like 23rd, 25th, somewhere along in there. 26th, 7th, something. I don't know. So yeah, people ask me all the time. They're like, "Oh, you've been there. Why haven't you stepped up into management?" Because I don't want the fucking bullshit. Like, I'm happy being a grunt. I'm happy being told where to go, what to do. This is your task. Go do it. Whatever. Blah blah blah. I don't want to be in charge of things. I don't want to have to. I've seen management have to compromise their, beliefs maybe, and the way that they treat people, because upper management decides that, hey, here's a new policy that's stupid fucking bullshit, but you're going to shove it down people's throats like it's gold, and it sure as shit ain't. You can't polish a turd. Is that the saying? Something like that. It's not going to turn into coal or a diamond. It's just a turd, and it's like, but they have to sell this, they have to sell this, and some of them even know that it's like, this is bullshit. Like, I don't want to have to, but they because they're management, they have to be like, oh, well, this is the way that it works, blah 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 blah, but whatever. So I guess I won't compromise on being a grunt and stepping up into management and being told even more what to do, when it's like, well, here's the policy and you need to follow this policy and blah 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 blah, even though it's, horseshit. But some ass in a suit down in corporate decided that, hey, here's a new great idea, even though, how long has it been since you've stepped foot in a store and you actually know day to day what the fuck goes on, if you ever did, and you didn't just graduate college and jump right into some, high-level ranking job, not having a fucking clue what you're doing. But hey, Or it's been too long since you've been at the bottom. Maybe you started at the bottom, but it's been a long time since you were there and you forgot what it's like, and your morals and whatnot have gone out the window. And it's like, well, money, 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 money. Yeehaw. But anyway, so I don't know that I necessarily have a good answer on that. I mean, I don't want anything to do with management because I don't want to have to, sell these fucking policies of bullshit. When it's bullshit, the people you're telling it to knows it's bullshit, but you have to be like, oh, it's not bullshit. It's yeah. But anyway, I am blinking, so I am out of battery power. Again, I should probably start using the new battery. Maybe it would last a little bit longer. But of course, I'm making these videos and gabba blah 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 every day. So none of that, not too many of these have. I'm up to day 177. Is that the day that I'm on? Very few of these have been very short. So most of them are like 15, 20-ish minutes long at minimum. So I guess I understand why the battery is having a hard time. But anyway, that's that. I have a barbecue chicken sandwich in there to eat that I got at the not Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree, whatever. So I'm going to do that. Get this uploaded before I pass out, as we know. And I will see you for what I see you.